Fonterra's General Manager for Transport Logistics is Barry McColl. I asked him why the men were stood down.
As a result of some investigations around the safety of our drivers, the truck manufacturers have said to us there is a weight rating limit on the seats that your drivers are in, and if you are beyond that weight, the safety functions of the seat may not necessarily perform to standard in a serious accident. So potentially someone above that weight limit could get more seriously hurt in an accident than an equivalent person under the limit.
May not necessarily. So in the circumstances of may not necessarily, was it really necessary to stand these men down and kind of sit them in the canteen where, on the face of it, they've been humiliated, really?
I don't think that's right. My view is that once you know that there is a hazard to your people, you have a real duty of care, morally and legally, to not put them in a situation where they potentially may get hurt. So first thing is, take them out of the zone where they may be hurt more than somebody else, and then work with them to, okay, so how do we work with you on this and get you back into the role that you really like? These are really good people. They have, in most cases, worked for us for a number of years.
Do you know them? We
want them to keep working for us. Not these guys personally, but I know of them, and certainly I'm in close contact with the local management down there. Look, we have a really great bunch of drivers across New Zealand. They are a really good bunch of people.
So they've got roughly 20 years between them, right? Well, 7 and 13 years roughly as drivers. They haven't just suddenly put this weight on, have they?
No, they haven't. But what we have become aware of in the last few days is what the limit is on the seats. So
it's not a limit, is it, Barry? It's not like the seat breaks or the seatbelt doesn't work.
No, the seat won't break, but the seat, potentially the safety features, because it's an integral seat belt and it's mounted to the floor of the cab, potentially the safety features don't do what they need to do.
So they've been sitting in the canteen for 3 weeks?
No, they've been sitting in the canteen. So this all happened last week. So the immediate thing is, and bear in mind at this time of the year, not all our drivers are out on the road. We've only got a little over 400 trucks on the road currently out of a fleet of 500. So not everyone's driving. So what we said is, hey, safety's sake, you guys can't go out because we're putting you in harm's way, and now we'll sit down and work on a plan with you of where do we go from here? What can you do in the meantime? So there are two guys that are, well over the limit, but let's work with you. Let's do what we can then to get you back on the road, and in the meantime, we will work through what the other opportunities are. We're not about to part company with them. We want to work with them and get them back in place.
You're not about to part company with them because under the law you can't, can you? You can't sack somebody because of
you
their
wouldn't
weight.
Do it morally.
Okay,
I mean,
great.
That's wrong. They're good people.
Yeah, okay. And actually what the union is saying is, look, we agree with Fonterra's desire to make these men healthier. And so everyone, I think you're singing from the same song sheet as the union there. It's just, did you have to take them off the road in such a dramatic and humiliating fashion? Wouldn't it have been possible to implement the kind of health changes you're talking about, which are acknowledged as good, without doing so in such a undignified way?
It's a very difficult and sensitive conversation to have, regardless of the outcome. But at the end of the day, the duty of care is to not put them in harm's way. So if you are beyond that weight limit, in good conscience, you can't put them out there and put them at risk. You owe it to your people to look after them. You just can't put them in harm's way. So what next is for those two guys, we work through a plan. We work through what redeployment and other roles looks like until such point as they can get back on the road again.
And that means losing some weight, right?
They need to get down to that limit. Otherwise, again, you can't put them back into a situation where they're at greater risk.
Fonterra's General Manager for Transport Logistics, Barry McColl. Feedback already coming in on that, and it is very welcome. I'm not a management, but common sense dictates that when this issue arose, Fonterra should have contacted the union, told them of the problem, and asked how we should collectively handle this. Best wishes, Trudy. Thank you, Trudy.